The Mahoney County Board of Elections will hold an adjourned regular meeting of the members of the board on Tuesday, November 7th, after the close of the polls, tabulations, and release. I am hereby calling a resolution board, and we are re-adjourning the meeting from last night. So I'll take a motion to reopen the meeting.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bob Arndt. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the director will call the roll.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arch?
Yes.
Ms. Calpesta?
Okay. So we have a resolution board. Let's
We have,
see but what coloring contest we have today.
the first 13 ballots are what's considered an overvote, but then the voter then puts an X over the oval. The board can take this as a stack, or they can look at each one individually, but what we did, you can go through each one and see 2 ovals and 1 X.
Does the board have a preference on how we want to treat that, or does he want to look at it first?
We've usually handled them all as a bundle.
Yeah.
So I make a motion, or, well, the chair will entertain a motion for, to handle these overvotes with a X over 2 dots as overvotes. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion made by member Joyce Calpesta. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Sandra Barger. Is there any discussion? I will just say that this has traditionally been the board's position that when there are 2 ovals marked in and an X, we don't know if they mean not this one or X marks the spot, and we've always considered this an overvote. So that's my position on. Anyone else have anything?
If we can note that the rest of the ballot does count, just not that particular race.
Okay, so not that particular race. Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please, on these? These are 11 ballots?
13.
You have 11 there.
We
Yeah, but
had
then
11, then
2
I
more.
put 2 more in the bottom.
So you want to cross off 11
Yes, sir.
for 13. The ballot will, you'll remake these ballots, I think?
We won't have to, we can turn off the overvotes on the scanner, we'll scan the rest of the ballot, but not that race.
Okay.
Not having to remake them.
So would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger,
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arch?
Yes.
Ms. Calpesta?
Yes.
All right.
We have 2 ballots, I'm just gonna pass them down.
I have to read mine, so, because it's not consistent through the whole ballot on this one. They did the ovals, then they circled the whole name.
Well-
But then on the other side, they didn't do that. Like, they just did the ovals, but then they circled an issue. So,
Well, so he voted yes here.
right.
He voted yes here, voted for the tax levy, Looks like the only one we're really commenting on is the Jimmy Hughes Million Perry Pfeiffer. Is that my understanding?
That and the top one, which is
Well, that's
Rich
Richard.
Hill.
Well, that looks like a vote for Rich
Actually,
Hill.
yes.
So let's first take the member of council's second ward. To me, that's an overvote. I don't know what you
Yep.
think.
Could be.
Overvote?
Yep.
Overvote.
Okay, do we all agree that that's a vote for Vincent Hill on the other one?
Yes.
Because the back is pretty clear.
Yeah,
I would say a vote for Vincent Hill.
yes.
Okay,
I agree.
so we know what we're doing with this one, right? All right,
This one, it comes down to, I think we're looking at the member of the Governing Board Education Service. Marie Dockery.
Put yeses instead of filling in the ovals. But they did ovals over here.
so that's, I'm gonna say this is a vote for Marie Doherty and a no vote for the amendment. And the rest of it, well, I will say no vote for issue 2. So let's just do this. For township, it looks like Marie Doherty would be a yes. 1 vote for Marie Doherty. A no vote for issue 1. No vote for issue 2. And the rest of it seems pretty clear to me.
Yeah, I think because it's against the 2 tax
Right.
levies, is that's what it filled out, yeah. I agree.
The next 13 are what's called inadvertent marks, where the voter might have started filling an oval or rested a pen. And there are different states. First one, it's Austin 22, Township Trustee. You can see a small one for Bruchepis, but then filled in for Pat Levante.
Well, that looks like a vote for her.
That is a vote for Andrea Pervetti, in my opinion.
We do have a s-
That's an afterthought.
Andrew Pavetti.
Austin 33, inadvertent mark on Warren Book Pritchard.
Yeah, that's a vote for Bruce Shepherd's, huh? What is this, Reese's?
This is Austintown 33.
Thank you. I just want to show.
I'm gonna make that as a vote for Bruce Sheppis. I agree with Sandra.
Yeah, Bruce Shepherd.
You can keep those if you want.
Want me to keep these?
Yeah,
separate?
keep these
Yeah.
separate.
Inadvertent?
Yes.
Okay.
Austin 32, issue 4, tax levy.
I would say that's against the tax levy.
Do we have the rest of this ballot or no?
No, it was a 2-page ballot, and so the first page went through, the second page kicked.
I would agree with Ms. Barger. Ms. Barger, that's against the tax levy.
Thank you.
Against the test.
Austin 12, issue 3, tax levy.
I would say that's for the tax levy.
I agree, that's for the tax levy.
For the tax.
Austin 26, issue 3.
I would say that's for the tax levy as well.
I agree with Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger for the tax levy.
Canfield Township 5, issue 3.
Yeah, for the tax.
Yeah, that's for the tax levy.
I agree with Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger for the tax levy.
They don't say anything.
And a lot of voters we've seen, they just came out to vote issues.
For the tax.
Okay.
Polk Township 4, it's issue 1.
That looks like a no. Did he do 2? Did somebody take it circle?
No, it's just,
Oh, that.
You know, I'm gonna take your picture. Smile and look pretty.
I agree with Vice Chairwoman
What are they doing?
Sandra Barger, that's a no vote.
Order 1, issue 3.
I would say that's for the tax levy.
I agree with the Vice Chairwoman, that's for the tax levy.
Hi, Jerry.
Camel 1A, Judge Municipal Court in Camel.
That's for Mark.
I agree, a vote for Mark Hornacek.
Agreed.
Struthers 3C, Judge of Municipal Court, Secone Malone.
Yeah, I said that's a vote for Jennifer Secone.
It's good. Yeah, it has been.
I'm having a little trouble with this one.
Yeah, it's kind of like right in the middle. How they do the other one.
I don't know if that's an inadvertent mark. I would, my vote, that's an overvote, but that's just, me and Ms. Barger disagree on that one.
That's a tough one.
It is, it's close. It's just the one,
They're pretty filled in now.
it's
Yeah.
pretty filled in
It
compared
is
to all
pretty
the
filled
other.
in, as opposed to an inadvertent mark.
Yeah. But
It's pretty-
it's consistent with,
Consistent.
this is on, consistent with.
Hell of a heavy mark.
But it's close. I would say it's Secone.
All right, 3-1 on Chacon.
Okay, Youngstown 4D, it's issue 1. It looks like they used whiteout on no. It feels like they used whiteout on no.
Yep. What they did. Can we take that or no? Because isn't there
It's
no
gonna be a-
allowed?
Well, we never used to take white out. It was an
That's white,
actual,
that
it was
is.
an actual law, an actual directive.
But is it still a directive?
I don't know because they canceled
See,
so many
that's
directives.
definitely white out.
We haven't seen it for, we haven't seen white out. They used to take it to the polls with them, oh, please.
I would consider that a yes vote.
Yeah, if that's white out on there.
Yeah, but I consider that a
Probably
yes
not.
vote.
That's hard to find.
Yeah.
Yes vote?
Yes, vote.
Campbell 4B, issue 2, it's just an inadvertent mark on yes.
Yep, I'd say that's a no vote.
That's a no vote. Yeah, that's an inadvertent, that's clearly an inadvertent mark.
Issue 2.
Yeah, it's a no vote.
That's just how sensitive our standards are.
Well,
Oh,
it looks
yeah.
like someone's looking and reading and they're putting their pen down and it makes a mark.
Foreman 13, issue 2.
And that's really close again too, but I'd say that's a no vote. But you've got a little circle inside the circle.
I agree with the vice chairwoman, that's a no vote.
No, I
Hmm?
Yep, I got it. I do. I'm actually.
No vote.
Is that it?
That was it.
All right, one thing I wanted to bring up to the board, I want us to think about, I called Sandra about this and we spoke, called Joyce 3 times, I didn't get called back. So I got a chance to drive in part of the county I normally don't drive in. I went to precincts that I normally don't drive in. And I want to just ask this, have we ever had, what's the word? Sandra, what's the word?
I'm trying to think of it,
Look.
I left it.
Look,
Logistical study.
has anyone done a logistical study on where our polling locations are vis-a-vis the precincts, or is it just sort of organically grown?
No, Joyce, when we did our last redistricting, we had, through GIS, we had the large maps put out, and we could pinpoint where our polling locations were. And yourself, with Chris Rackes, went through, and try to find centralized locations where we could.
My question is, did you do that, or did you have a person that's in logistics do that?
Well, we did that.
Okay,
Well, in the beginning, we had a data company that did it. Remember when we had to, when we combined all those precincts from the 412 to the 217, don't you remember we had had a data process, a data
From
company do it.
416 to the 312.
12, right.
Yeah.
We had a data company do it.
I'm just wondering if the money's in the budget, do we want to relook at having someone that's in logistics? Look at where we have our polling places vis-à-vis the precincts and whether or not we're on and we're not on. And I don't know how much they would charge, but I just called Sandy and said, is it worth looking at, is all I'm saying.
Did you all see the map out there with the polling locations? There's a map where you can see.
I understand all of that. The problem, the point I'm making is there are people that do this for a living, that do logistics for a living. And so the question is, if we feed them in the precincts and the physical locations of where we have polling places, and potentially where we could move polling, I'm not saying by the presidential, I'm just saying, is it something we want to undertake? Just to double check. Because I went to 2 places in Poland. One had a line and one did not. And so what I'm saying is, why does one have a long line at the same time of day and one have no line? And I'm just thinking, is that a logistic problem or is that just an anomaly? And so I called Sandra and then I wanted to bring it up to Joyce.
One could be a township, one could be a village. So, you know, there's different issues in different areas. Another thing is, it's very hard, every board of elections has this problem, polling stations, every single board of elections in the state. I would call the bigger counties and ask how logistically they do it, if they have a company that they work with, that would, you know, that could benefit us. You know, like Hamilton, Franklin, Delaware, right, see what's out there.
Now, I think it's worth an inquiry.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
For us to, for instance, let me just give you a hypothetical, not that we're in a comparison, but I bet Amazon has people that do logistics figure out where their
Routes
fulfillment
are.
centers are and where their routes are. And you can use artificial intelligence, computer modeling, and I don't know if we've undertaken that
We
study.
never have.
So
We never
I
have.
sort of think though, that even if you have logistics and you have a map and you say these would be all the best spots, it's not that we can't find where would be the best spot. You have to get someone willing to do it and you have to pay for it. And there may be not a building right there.
Right.
That's why we're in the
I
location.
understand that, but
we're in
is it worth us to spend the money just to take a look-see at it? That's all I'm saying. And maybe they say everything's good, maybe they say, hey, move 3 spots, here's another spot
now. I
you can
wonder
go.
if GIS could do that for us as a county entity that has that process
Good.
instead of paying.
And I know the board's very cautious on this, but we probably should look at precinct reductions at some point. We were sitting at one point, 4 or 5 years ago, the top 10 counties, we were number 8 in the number of precincts still. So like Trumbull County's dropped, Cuyahoga's dropped, and we're still sitting high on precincts. I
And the
know that's
number of
I know it's a
It's
political
a
issue.
big political
The
issue.
number of precincts also, it does reduce the cost if we have less precincts, it reduces the cost of chargebacks, which was.
But what I don't want people to have is what I
I'm
witnessed
sure about that.
in the one polling location in Poland, where there was a line out the door, literally 2 miles away, go to another polling location, no lines, no nothing. And what I was saying to myself is, all right, I'm 2 miles away from this other polling location, there's a line out the door, this polling location, there's no line.
But it could be too, David, a case of where the one location has 4 precincts and the other location has 2 precincts.
Well, and my point
We
is,
should look at that.
that's what I'm saying. Do we want to have someone that's in logistics say, hey, move this precinct? It's not like a matter of 10 miles. It was a matter, I think, of less than 2 miles, where you had a line out the door and no line. And I'm thinking, maybe if we move, I don't know. I mean, I'm not in logistics, but I know there are people that do logistics, and it's a science and it's a study. And do we want to, engage someone or
Do you remember which locations you were at, David? So we could.
I have it
check.
marked in my car.
Okay, just let me know so I can look into how the number of precincts.
The point is, I'm just using that as an example. I think we should do an overall study of where our precincts are, where our voting places are, so there's not log jams. What I don't want voters to have is a long wait in line, okay? A long wait in line means we're not doing our job properly. Like, people should not have to wait hours in line. That's just ridiculous. And the line I saw in Poland, it was a 30-minute wait to go vote. That shouldn't be. That shouldn't be.
I don't know, I don't know if it was 30 minutes, we didn't get any calls, we checked. The one you called me about, I called right away, they were already cleared out right after you and I hung up. I called them, they were already cleared out. Sunday, we were really busy, it looked long, but it was 15-minute turnaround time.
I understand. All I'm saying is, look, we might be doing it right, we might be doing it wrong. Does it hurt us in any way to have someone that specializes in logistics?
We could
Like,
get
for
some
instance,
prices.
I guarantee you, the sheriff's department, just because Jerry Green's here, they didn't do a scientific wild ass guess. They had someone look at where deputies are vis-a-vis where their needs are and where they put resources. And there are people that specialize in that. That's all I'm saying. Is it worth us engaging or at least inquiring?
Well, we
I
could.
think it's always worth
You said-
inquiring, right?
Yeah, we just see who does it and how much it costs to do.
So whose responsibility would be to call and see how they did it? Is there someone that specializes in logistics? Could they come in? How much they would charge us to look at it? That's all I'm saying.
We'll be in Columbus
Columbus
in
on
January,
January.
and they have to talk to you, Shaw. Yeah, I think everyone's going.
Yeah.
And as we talk to these larger counties especially, we should be asking around of how they do it and how their GIS is involved, if they have companies that do it for them.
I guarantee you they do.
Might.
I know Montgomery County, they use all schools. They don't go anywhere but schools. I mean, that's their.
The problem
because
with
the
schools is,
Well,
now with all the shootings and stuff, they don't want strange
that's
people
why
at their
we got,
schools.
that's why we got out of the schools, it's 6:30. That's why we got out of the schools in the first place. But they have no overhead because they don't pay the schools. I mean, they use all schools. And schools are centrally located. I mean, I know I've been back to Montgomery, we've been down to
Then
Montgomery.
about there.
Yeah, and they're bigger
The
than us.
schools don't want us, is my understanding
Well,
here.
the schools have to take us, it's a law.
Can we send these back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
send those
let's-
back. So let's do this.
They
Let's,
didn't vote on this set yet, right, Annie?
Yeah, that was the first set.
We haven't voted
These
on
are the
any of these.
inadvertent pen marks, they
Yeah,
didn't
we haven't
vote.
Yeah, we
voted on
did.
any of these. We voted on the
They
first
voted
set.
ones with
We
Susan.
did individually, yes, not
They
yes.
just kind of like said like who, like
Yeah, we
over
did
and
not
out,
vote
yes
on
or
any of
no.
those.
And then
We didn't vote.
yes,
Want
we,
to vote as a group?
You agreed on
We
all of
agreed
those, I
on them,
put them in a
but not
stack,
the
you
vote
agreed,
to-
you just didn't do them as a vote.
We didn't vote
okay,
on those.
so let's take this first one.
We could do this.
Do it as a
We can do it as a
group.
group. These were the
You
ones
did,
that
you
had.
did.
Okay, we all agreed, except for one, there was a 3-1 vote, the rest of them were 4-0 votes.
Right.
We all agree?
Right, yep.
And Annie, you have the one that was a 3-1 vote, and the rest were all 4-0 votes.
I do.
Okay. Because you're so efficient.
So I make a
All right.
motion to accept the ballots with the inadvertent marks on them.
Second,
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Petros?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Skalpesta?
yes.
And then those two that are separate from the first stack, are those voted on? You looked at them, but I don't know if you voted. Did they vote on those two, Annie, after that first group?
No.
I don't think so. Those two that they looked at individually, they did that group and this group, and those two they don't think they
That was
They
the one with the-
agreed.
That was the one with the circles.
voted. You agreed on them, but
So
you
we
didn't
vote on the name.
They agreed.
Well, I think we all agreed that it was an overvote for the second ward and everything, and a vote for Vincent Hill, unless I'm misstating something.
Nope, you're right. It was Youngstown 2B, correct?
Yep, and then for the second one, I had a vote for Marie Dockery.
The other one
She
was
wanted
Marie. That one with the
Yeah.
yes written on it.
Yeah, I think we all agreed that that was a yes vote for Marie Doherty. And then on the back, shall the proposed law be adopted, I think we all agreed it was an overvote. We just didn't hit the circles.
You just didn't vote.
All right, so let's take it up. Do we have a motion that there is a yes vote or a vote for Marie Doherty for a member of the Governing Board of Educational Services?
Yes. I made the motion.
A member, Joyce Kilpesta, makes a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
Seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Petros?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Skalpesta?
Yes.
We all agree that there is a no vote for Larry Molinterno. I'll take a motion to say a no vote for Larry Molinterno.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second,
There's a second by Joyce Kilpesta. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll?
Ms. Barger?
Yes,
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Skelpesta?
Yes.
And for the record, this is Boardman 9. Wait, whoa, there's one on the back.
Oh.
And on issue 2, I would say there's no vote either way on it.
right, because there's nothing in the circles.
Right. So the chair will entertain a motion that there is a no vote, not a no vote, there is an undervote, right? That's what would be considered, not a no vote. I don't want the record to be unclear, so there's an undervote
For issue 2.
for issue 2. I'll take a motion for that.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Bob Arndt. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll,
Ms.
please?
Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Skelpesta?
Yes.
For our minutes,
Yeah.
that is Boardman 9, issue 2, not a no vote, but an undervote.
I got it.
Okay? All right. Anything else?
Is that
That's it.
everything?
Is that everything?
Is that it? Ms. Waska?
Yes,
Okay.
Director McKay.
All right. So we will reconvene at 7:30.
Yes, is it at 7:30? When are we reconvening?
What are we doing now?
We don't
Everybody's gonna be in
reconvene.
session now.
Yeah.
We're in session, but
Yeah, but-
we'll come back in here at 7:30 for the, oh no, we can
No, we
just go,
don't. We
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, just,
Then,
yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
for the tabulation.
Dave, there's food in the back.
Sorry?
Very good too.
I know, thank you.
I know